Okay, so this topic really hits hard for me, and that's because we have had problem gambling in my family for many generations. And I actually just learned this that my grandfather, who was in the Philippines, he was basically working the casinos. I don't know if he was a loan shark or whatever, but I heard that he was doing that kind of stuff back in the day. I never met him, and that's because my dad was adopted. But, that where did that gambling problem come from? It actually came from my dad. So today I'm going to be talking about what are three things that are signs that you are a problem gambler. And a lot of people probably don't want to talk about this. You don't want to hear about this, and why? Because there's a lot of shame involved, and it's just something um, that you just don't want to talk about. But you know what? If in order for you to become a winner in sports gambling, you have to face the truth about what you're really doing with sports gambling. Are you doing it as an escape to get away from whatever it is that's going on in your life? And for problem sports gamblers, more than likely that is the case. What is it that you're escaping from? And, you know, maybe actually like you're watching this video and you don't know if the person in your life is a problem gambler, or maybe you don't know if you are a problem gambler. Maybe it just sounds normal to you what you're doing, right? So listen up. These are three things that I look at in my dad as what is a problem gambler. And like, would I say that I've had these things in my past before? Yeah. And that's where, for myself, you got to get clear with that in order for you to get onto the winning side. And one of the first things that I knew that there was problem gambling with me and my friends was that we're lying to your spouse, lying to your girlfriend, lying to your significant other about the money, about what you're doing. They see you sweating over there like you're watching the game. You know how it is. You're watching the game and you're like so into this game, and they're just like, "Do you have money on this game, or why are you so involved in this game?" And it's just, and when you that loses, your mood changes, right? I've seen it so many times. At the end of the night, when that if that bet loses and you had so much and you really needed that, all of a sudden your mood changes. You don't want to go out at night. You don't want to go to dinner with your wife or whatever. And she's asking you what's wrong. I was like, nothing's wrong. Even though what is wrong, you just lost a lot of money on that last game. And so if you are lying to your spouse, lying to your wife, lying to your girlfriend, that is one sign of problem gambling. Please don't do that. And, don't lie about it. If you got to lie about it, you probably shouldn't be doing it, right? Another one is if you owe people money. There's it's the hugest, probably the biggest thing with problem gamblers is that they owe money. If it's not the bookie, maybe they borrowed money from a friend to pay off the bookie so that they could get more credit again, or they borrowed money from your brother and sister. And this has happened in my life where I had to lend money to my dad to pay off his gambling debts, right? And it's not that I knew that they were gambling debts. It was just he's talking about something else. Now he's lying to me, and now he owes me money too. Those are two things right there that is just puts you in a bad position. It makes you say, "Hey, you got a problem gambling. Please stop that." Another thing is that you got money for gambling, but you ain't got no money for the bills, right? You got no money for gas. You got no money for rent. You got no money to pay for dinner or whatever. But for some reason, somehow, you are always able to get down a bet And if that's the case, that is another sign of problem gambling. Guys, you need to stop doing these things. Stop lying, stop borrowing money to go gamble, stop using the money that you do have to go gamble. It's just these are like some of the worst things that you could do when it comes to gambling. And I'm sorry if that's your case right now. I'm not trying to like shame you. What I'm trying to do is get clear with yourself. It's just get on that right path, right? And if you cannot figure out, not everybody is able to figure out how to beat sports gambling, and that's just a fact. It's very hard. And so you may have to either call it quits or actually figure out what you're doing wrong. And in order for you to get on the right path, you got to first stop lying about it. First, just be honest with yourself, be honest with your spouse, tell them that you have this problem, right? And then once you do that, then maybe you can start afresh, anew with sports gambling. Instead of freaking betting so high, you take your betting amount very small so that it's manageable, so that you learn the game even more. I mean, it's just, yeah, you get this thrill and this feeling when you have more money on the line, but look how that has served you in the past. It's just a bad path if you are a problem gambler, right? It's a bad path because you got to lie, you owe people money, you got no money for the things that you need to pay for. So it's just a bad path. And in order for you to get to that right path, start being honest with yourself, be honest with others, take your units down big time, and then start learning the game properly. Learn to bet straight. Those parlays, all that stuff, is not going to help you. And that's what got you in the losing spot in the first place. And, it's just, don't do it, okay? Don't, if you can't figure this out, the other thing was like, that I mentioned was you're running away from something, right? You're not trying to deal with something in your life, and that's why you gamble or something like that. And if that's the thing, like that's what gives you enjoyment and adrenaline, then there's something else there that needs to be figured out. Because even if you try to take your units down from $100 a game down to $10 a game, will that still get you to that feeling of satisfy your feeling? Because there's this feeling that you're chasing when you are betting that much, and when you're continually doing that and losing, there's a feeling that you're chasing, right? Whether and gambling is like a drug, right? It's so, are you able to get that same feeling when you take your units down to $10, something manageable per game, from $100 to $10? Do you still get that same feeling? If so, maybe that's what you need to do, right? I'm not telling you that you need to fix your life, but what I'm saying is that you need to fix your gambling problem. That's what you need to do. So, if you need help with sports gambling, please continue to follow along. Watch my other videos. I give tips on sports gambling, and I'm going to be helping share some other programs that, I work with some other sharps, and they put together a program that I can help you, that they'll help you get you the right picks. And guess what? You don't put $100 on these plays. This is a long-term investment that you put $10, $20 a play every day, and you'll watch that bankroll grow. It's going to be bananas, guys. Keep following along. I'm going to share it with you. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe.